Today, I'm going to be sharing with you all how to get your real estate license in Ontario. Now, this is something that I always wondered in the back of my mind, or maybe I've been watching way too much Selling Sunset on Netflix, and you're sort of watching like the chaotic fights, the drama, and you're like, hey, this looks sort of cool and fun to do this with your job. But how exactly does one become a real estate agent, and is the process as easy or as complex as everyone makes it out to be? Well, as some of you guys may know, I am studying to get my real estate license out in Ontario, and I actually recently passed on my theory exam, which means I am steps away or weeks away from becoming a registered salesperson. And I want to kind of explain to you guys how I got myself here. But before I do, I really just want to make this video for those who are interested in pursuing real estate, because I really do feel like this industry can be quite beneficial, because more or less you get to work for yourself, network with others, or maybe you just finally accepted that you went to school for a program that you didn't like, ended up with a 9-to-5 job that you also don't like, and then to push it all, you have a boss that you absolutely despise, and you're like, hey, it's time to make a switch. All jokes aside, I'm going to be answering some of the major questions that I had about real estate prior to entering the real estate program, such as how to enroll to the program itself, how much does it cost me, how much studying did I do, and how to register or find a brokerage after everything's all said and done. So if this sounds good with you, do me a favor, smash the like button, ring that notification bell, because clearly I can't be trusted with how consistent I make YouTube videos. So now, let's begin. So how I got started was very well researching and applying for a real estate program that was offered out in Ontario. And in this province, there are various types of schools or institutions that offer this salesperson program. But maybe you're someone that's like me, who's a little bit lazy. So you kind of just go by word of mouth or what you hear. And I ended up going with a Humber College that was all offered online. The process is pretty straightforward. You can literally type onto Google Humber Real Estate, and that will lead you onto their website, and you can select become a real estate salesperson. From there, you'll want to check the admission requirements, but generally you'll need your Canadian secondary school or high school diploma. And if you don't have that, you can even look to apply without the diploma by completing an admission exam. After you upload your degree, diploma, or other various types of documentation, there's going to be a $125 charge that's non-refundable to apply for the program itself. I believe, looking back, after I applied, I think I was accepted into the program maybe like a few hours later, or at the latest the very next day. But other than that, I don't think I had any other sort of issues. If anything, I was kind of shocked about how fast I got enrolled into the program. On the website, they break the learning path into 3 easy steps, which are the pre-registration, which is the course itself, registering with the Real Estate Council of Ontario, aka RECO, and finally post-registration, which is something that you'll want to complete in the first 2 years to renew your license. Within this pre-registration phase, there are 5 courses that you need to complete, 4 of them being theory-based, so there are exams for them, and then 1 of them that you kind of just click through that's arguably a money grab. And then you need to complete 2 simulations that are done in class that are more or less just real-life practice. And you need to do all this within a 24-month period, so you got 2 years to complete it. But the thing that I liked about it is that it's all done online, so you can go at your own pace and no one's kind of nagging you. But I also feel that because no one's nagging you, you feel like you have all the time in the world, so you might delay it as well. So have a schedule in place is my recommendation. Next, let's talk about the costs associated with completing the program. And I can only talk about the Humber Real Estate Salesperson program because this is where I went to do my studies. But the website itself does a fabulous job doing a cost breakdown, so let's take a look. At the time of this recording, in the pre-registration phase, it will cost $4,110, and that includes the 4 exams and the 2 in-class simulations that I talked about earlier. And then in the post-registration phase, that will cost you $655. So together, it'll cost you approximately $5,000 to complete the program. So a couple great things about this salesperson program, along with the cost structure, is that it's a pay-as-you-go model. So when you're looking at those 5 courses and the costs associated with them, you don't actually have to pay it all at once, and you can actually do it all at your own pace. And this has really helped me because, quite honestly, when I first looked at the amount, I was like, oh, man, I don't want to pay $5,000. I'd rather like somehow spread it if I could. I don't know, like invest in like Dogecoin or something stupid like that. The only other additional sort of cost that I want to bring up would have to be exam rewrites, because every exam you write, you need a passing score of 75% or higher. And if you don't pass, you're gonna have to rewrite it, which will cost you $115. All the exams that you write can very well be completed in the comfort of your home with a proctor that's technically watching you, creeping you for the next 3 hours. But you also can go in person. to avoid this, but I guess they could technically still be creeping at you, but you know what I mean. Moving on, let me answer the question about how long does it take to get your real estate license. So as I mentioned before, you have 24 months to complete that pre-registration phase. And so you might be asking, like, does it take 2 years to complete the program or the course? And I think that really all depends on the person. For me personally, it took me just over 8 months to complete all my courses. Could I have done it sooner? Maybe. Believe it or not, I actually enrolled into the program over a year ago. But at the time, I didn't know whether or not I actually wanted to go down this route because of financially or all the time that it took me. But around that September period of last year, I told myself, like, you know what, if I don't do this now, I don't think I'm ever gonna want to do this real estate thing. And I'd rather try it, and maybe it's just gonna be a scrap altogether, but I can live with knowing that I tried it and it just wasn't for me than having that regret that I just didn't have the willpower or I was just too lazy to do it. If you're interested about some study tips, I did use Pass It, which are practice questions that I found online that you actually have to pay for. So originally I was a little bit sketched about it because I'm like, dude, I'm not paying for studying material. That's rather use my own notes. But looking back, it was quite beneficial and it has really helped my understanding of the material that much more. Last thing that I want to discuss is how to find a brokerage that you want to work with in the future. And believe it or not, you can actually do this while studying your material or your courses. You actually don't have to wait until you're completed 100% to be reaching out to brokerages to see if they are a right fit for you. And contrary to what most job interviews are like, where they are interviewing you to see how you are a right fit for them, I feel in the world of real estate, from my experience so far, the roles are almost flipped, where you are now interviewing them to see how they are a right fit for you. That being said, there's only so much I can say just because I'm new to this space, but I would say some of the good questions you can ask a potential brokerage that you're looking to work with would probably have to start with the training. So like when I asked or interview with some of these brokerages, I asked them, how can you support me with my growth? What kind of training do you have to offer? What are the desk fees? Like I know that it averaged, based on the ones I talked about, like about $150. The commission splits. But I think at the end of it, I feel a lot of people just want to work with good people. So you're kind of just gauging what kind of people they are at the end of it. To very well find a brokerage that you may want to work with, you can search for brokerage names on Google, that's in Ontario for example, and send them an email explaining who you are, why you're reaching out, and seeing if you can set up a call with them to learn more about their brokerage and how they can help you moving forward. Upon finding a brokerage, they can assist you in getting officially registered as a real estate salesperson/agent with RICO by completing various documents such as a criminal background check, an application for a new salesperson, and insurance, just to name a few. And finally, if everything is approved, then congratulations, you can technically start trading in real estate once you are registered. As I mentioned before, there is a post-registration phase to be eligible to renew your registration at the end of your initial 2-year cycle, where you must complete a mandatory course along with 2 electives, but I guess you can do that a bit later. All right, so there you guys have it, how to get your real estate license out in Ontario. I really do hope this video assists those who are really interested in going down this career path in the real estate industry, and that this has answered some of the major questions that you have going into this space, as I once did, because it can be challenging to find these information online, so I hope this clears things up. And sort of going back to earlier in this video, for me, getting into real estate has been something that's been pondering in my mind over the last few years that I never took serious, and I would say until the last 1.5 years or so. And for whatever reason, whether that was risk involved or the money involved, but I really just took an analytics viewpoint of my YouTube channel, and I said like, hey, I actually like, one, I like making YouTube videos. I noticed that a lot of my videos I talk about are about Canadian cities, the cost of living, the struggles about the major cities or Calgary or Winnipeg, whatever the case is. And then I kind of just told myself like, hey, I'm gonna give this a try, and this could all come crashing down, but I might as well try it now. And I do see a lot of similarities to how I'm approaching this to how I even started with this YouTube channel, where I am fully detached from like the outcome of it, but I rather try it and see what comes out of it. And honestly, between you and I have absolutely no idea whether this is gonna be a full-time gig, a part-time gig, or this is gonna be a thing that I just look back that I scrapped and said like, well, so be it, lost $5,000. So anyhow, with that said guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video that I made for you all. I am fully aware I haven't made a real video over the last month or so, but just know that I am excited to show you guys this real estate journey, potential homes, or know that if I scrap this all together, I will remain on YouTube. So hit that like button, the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.